Hey everybody, how's it going? Last night I got into a conversation on the radio with another ham, and I mentioned I was getting ready to go out and check my net, and one conversation leads into another anyway. But he asked me some questions, and he goes, "Oh, that's not what it looks like when I read the papers," and blah blah. I says, "No, no, no. You read the papers, as I've said on the video. You read the internet or whatever. We're making $2,000 a pound, and it's all for the money, for the fun, and for the glory, and blah, 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 blah." Yes, it is a Bandit quote, and so on and so forth. So I chatted with him a little bit, and yes, I made a background BS video about some of the stuff we deal with, like those reports that we have to do. Well, here's something that happened to us all last year that we all have to deal with. So this is a little more background that you're not going to see in the news media of compromised personal information. Yeah, how about that, huh? Last year in the mail, I got a letter from the ASMFC, the Atlantic States Marines Fishery Commission. They're based out of Virginia, and they control fisheries for the most part from Maine to Florida, everything on the East Coast. And they tell the states, well, you guys are allowed to do this, and you're allowed to do that, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. Blah, 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 so on and so forth. I have my opinions on them, and I'm sure many fishermen across the fisheries do. So, anyway, I have never corresponded with the ASMFC, never called them, never talked to them, never sent them mail. They should not even know that I, as a person, exist. But yet, I get this letter from them that they had a cyber attack happen against them last year, right? And my information, even though there was no evidence that it has been misused, it may have been compromised, my personal identifying information. So check out this letter. Take a look at the block specifically where it says what was involved there. What type of information was compromised? Now, as you can see, there was 3,800 plus Mainers compromised in this ransomware hack. Well, I'm one of those 3,800 plus. And fishermen, scallopers, probably across the entire fisheries is what's making up that number. But look what it says, your name, your date of birth, email address, your phone number, banking information. How the hell did they get that? Social Security, all this very personal identifying information, and they somehow got hacked and lost it. How the hell did they even get it to begin with? That's what I want to know. I never gave it to them. As I said, I've never corresponded with them. They shouldn't even know that I live and breathe and take up oxygen on this planet. But somehow, apparently, they have it, because that letter, that's just one of the blank ones. It came addressed to me, my name, where it says, dear whoever, has my name on it. Interesting. I'll tell you where it come from. To get my Elver license every year, I have to send in an application. On that application, name, address, phone number, email, driver's license number, social security number. No banking information, so I don't know how that comes into play here, but okay, it's mentioned. And I did say, didn't I, that I have never corresponded with the ASMFC. Never talked to them, never called them, never written to them. They shouldn't even know I exist, right? But somehow they do. Yeah. The only way that could have happened is the state of Maine Department of Marine Resources has given them our information, my information, without my authorization. Why? Why is it somebody's business sitting in an office down in Virginia? Why is it their business to know who I am? out there fishing. They don't issue licenses. They don't have Marine Patrol officers here enforcing Maine statute. No, they don't. They're just a bunch of freaking bureaucrats. I mean, people sitting in a area coming up with ideas and telling other people what they can and can't do. That's what they do. So why is it the state of Maine gives us fishermen personal identifying information without our authorization to these bozos, clients, people down in Virginia? Nowhere on the application does it say, sign this waiver for us to release this information to the ASMFC. No, it doesn't say that on there anywhere. So they just take it and pass it off to them, then they get their crap screwed up and it gets compromised, and then they send us a letter, oh, well, we got hacked, so now you gotta go through all these steps to fix our problem that we shouldn't even have created in the first place because we have your information that we shouldn't even have. What an amazing thing, isn't it? So here's a blank copy of what an Elver application looks like. And this is what every Elver fisherman has to fill out every year. Please tell me on here if you can find where we sign a release to give our information to somebody down in Virginia or anybody outside of DMR. I fail to see that. So they're responsible for it, but it's our problem, I guess. That's stuff you're not going to see in the news. Catch you later.